Okay, so I'm just giving a moment or two for people to come in. Oh, lovely. I see people. Hi, Jill. Great. Good. At least there's one person there. Brilliant. Oh, good. A few more are joining. Oh, excellent. Okay. Ooh, wow. Um, okay. So, yeah, I'll just I always find when you start these events, it kind of takes a moment for people to join. But Okay, so we have a few. Okay, so we have a few people there. Okay, okay, good. So I'm going to start. And I'm going to say Díomh agus tá fáilte rót go dtí Cuigmo Ceolcuram, which is hello, and you're all very welcome to my concert, my very first virtual live concert. So when I was, my name is Brona and I'm from Galway on the west coast of Ireland. And when I was thinking of what to do for this concert, as most of you probably know in the group, I dabble with a few different instruments. So I decided that I would do an Irish music theme and use different instruments. So that's what you're going to hear in this short recital. And I've been discovering a lot of Irish music since I started playing more instruments that play the Irish music. So I'm going to start off first of all with this instrument here, which is the mandolin. And just very briefly, my kind of instrument background would be, my main instrument is classical guitar, which I started playing about 40 years ago. And I played it for a while and then I kind of stopped playing. And then I went back to it. And about 3 years ago, I took up the ukulele, and I did classical ukulele as well. And then 2 years ago, I got this mandolin. And before the pandemic, I was getting a few lessons, and I was also going every week to a really great group called the Galway Slow Trad Sessions, which are a group that's held every week. And you basically come along with your instrument. There's set pieces of music, and you play the music. You play what you can. And the good thing is that everything is played at a much slower pace than your normal session. So it gives somebody a good idea of how to join in with people and how to play music with people, and it's great fun. So I'm really looking forward to that getting back again. So the mandolin is keeping the theme of the string instrument. The mandolin is a string instrument. It's got 8 strings, and just the strings are grouped in twos, and each double string is tuned to the same note, and they are E, A, D and G, which looking at the people who are looking here, you should all recognize as the violin tuning as well. So all of you who play violin will have no trouble picking up one of these and playing it, because you already know where the notes are. So on the mandolin, I'm going to start by playing a set of reels, and a reel is a piece of music in 4/4 time. I'm going to play Father Kelly's reel and the Merry Blacksmith reel. that's the real set. Okay, put that away for the moment. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to play a slide set next, and for that I'm going to use this instrument here, which is a Irish flute. And so this instrument, I actually got this about 2 summers ago, and I tried to get a note out of it and no sound coming out of it, and I kind of left it and went back to it and left it, and then about maybe 7 months ago I picked it up again and I said I want to master this. So I've been taking some lessons. I started lessons around October and I've been practicing some more, and I have been making a bit of progress on the Irish flute. The Irish flute, just it is slightly different to the normal silver concert flute, which I also started playing this year, in that usually the Irish flute is made from wood, whereas the concert flute is metal of some sort. Also, when I cover all the holes, the lowest note it will give me is D, whereas the silver flute is usually a C. And the notes on the Irish flute is tuned to the key of D, so it starts on D, and as I lift my fingers, E, F sharp, G, and so on. So it gives me 2 octaves of the key of D. It is possible to get to a 3rd octave. That's for very brave souls. I haven't gone there yet. I can also play C natural, which means that I can play all tunes written in the key of D and G, which so happens to be the majority of the Irish music repertoire. And you can do some extra kind of non-DG scale notes through some fancy half-holing thing. So I'm going to play what are called slides, and a slide is a piece of music in 12/8 time. I'm going to play Danny Abb's slide and O'Keeffe's slide, and hang on a second before I play. That's what happens when I talk too much. Okay, so this is Danny Abb's and O'Keeffe's slide. Okay, so that's the Irish flute. Right, another drink. It's water. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to slow it down a little bit from that speed, and I'm going to play an air or a song, a very well known air, actually, a piece of music, and for that I'm going to use my low whistle. And the low whistle, exactly like the Irish flute, it is tuned to the key of D, so the fingering is exactly the same. And the only difference is there's a slight difference in the stretch of the whole placements, which takes a bit of getting used to at the beginning. And the low D whistle, because of the sound of it and the lovely low sound of it, it's very well suited for low airs, slow airs I should say, and airs, songs, waltzes, as well as the faster Irish music, and indeed some non-Irish music. So, for example, the Lord of the Rings sounds really good on one of these. I'm going to play a very well-known piece of music. It was music set to a poem by Irish composer or Irish poet, so to say W.B. Yeats. This is called Down by the Sally Gardens. Okay, so that's the Down by the Sally Gardens. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change to another instrument here. I'm going to do a jig set, and I am going to use this instrument here, which is a concertina. And this I started playing, oh God, maybe about 10 months ago. I got one of these. And this belongs to the reed or bellows family, and it's basically a box surrounding bellows with reeds in it, and you pull it out, you push it in. The structure of it is, you can see there are buttons there's buttons there on either side, and the way it works is you get the notes by the buttons, obviously. So if I take this button here and if I press it in, so that will give me a G, and if I take the same button and pull it out, that will give me an A. So I will get 2 notes on each of these buttons depending on whether I push or I pull. And this type of concertina is called an Anglo concertina. There are other types of concertinas that the button arrangement is different, so you would get the same note whether you push or pull, and all the high notes are on one side, the low notes are on the other side. But the Anglo concertina is the one that's most suited for the Irish music. So I'm going to play the a jig set. And a jig is a piece of music in 6/8 time, and I'm going to do the Butcher's March jig and the Swallowtail jig. Okay, and that's the concertina. I have to say I love playing this instrument. It's kind of tricky for somebody that's directionally challenged like me. I'm terrible with left and right and all that, so remembering to go in and out can get a bit confusing. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is, yes, I remember what I'm going to do. When I was doing the program for this, I'm going to go back to the mandolin for a moment because I had to include a piece by O'Callaghan. And I know that some of you are familiar with O'Callaghan's work and have played some of his stuff before. For those of you who aren't, Turlough O'Callaghan was a blind Irish harpist, and he was born 351 years ago on the 31st of May. And he wrote loads of lovely melodies for the harp, but they sound just as well on the mandolin, or indeed violin or any other instrument. So I could have picked anything. I could have done a whole hour of, or even longer of O'Callaghan stuff, but I'm just going to play one piece, and this is a waltz, and this is called Planxty Fanny Power. I'll just move that there. Planxty Fanny Power. So that's O'Callaghan, just one of his many lovely pieces that he wrote. Oops, I'll put that away. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try a couple of polkas, and for that I'm going to use the high D whistle. And like the low whistle and the flute, it's tuned in D, so the fingering is exactly the same, which is great because if I learn a tune on one instrument, it means that I can automatically play it on the others. So I'm going to do a polka set, and polka is a piece of music in 2/4 time. I'm going to play, hang on a second. Thank you. I'm going to play Peggy Ryan's Fancy and the Glenside Polka. So that's the polka on the high whistle. This is the highest pitch of the three whistles. So that is nearing the end. I've got one more piece that I'm going to play, that I'm going to end with. And I'm going to play this on my other low whistle, which is exactly the same as the other one. It's just made a little bit different. It's a little bit heavier, so it has a different sound. Before I play it, I would just like to say thank you very much for coming along and watching my concert, and I do hope you enjoyed it. And for those of you who are watching, in the group later on, and you're thinking you might, would like to have a go at doing a virtual concert like this, I'd encourage you to have a go at doing it. This is a super fantastic supportive group to have a go at doing something like this. And I may put this up on my own channel, and so if there's people who are outside the group who are watching it and you play an instrument and you'd like to document your progress or get some support while you play it, just look for the 100 Days Practice Music group on Facebook, and we will be delighted to have you. So again, thank you very much. I'm going to finish by playing a slow air, and this is called a piece called Enoch Kuhn, or Enoch Zoon it's also called as well, and that will be my last piece. So thank you very much. Bye. Thanks very much, everybody. Oh, lovely comments. Thanks.